Okay, so we're moving on to science and care now. And I believe that we have Rachel as the head of department joining us. Rachel, can you hear me?
I can, Claire. Can you hear me?
I can hear you and I can see you, so that's
Fantastic.
Brilliant. But who else are you being joined by this evening, Rachel?
I'm being joined by hopefully 2 or 3 students. So we've got Rochelle and Cheska and maybe Flynn, and also 3 teachers. So we've got Bernard, who teaches physics and applied science and is also the early apps coordinator. And we've got Liz, who teaches health and social care. And we've got Seb, who teaches applied science, chemistry and health and social care.
Brilliant. So we've got a full house, a really great team this evening. Okay, Rachel, do you want to start off just by running us through the different courses that are available in your department, and then we'll hear from some of your students and answer some questions that are coming in.
Okay, fantastic. So we have a real variety of courses in the department. So in the science area, we have A-level biology, A-level chemistry and A-level physics. And we also have a level 3 applied science course, which is BTEC. And we have GCSE combined science. And then in the care area, we have level 2 health and social care. And then we have a single level 3 health and social care and a triple level 3 health and social care. So the single is equivalent to 1 A-level, but the triple is equivalent to 3 A-levels.
Fantastic. So it's quite a lot on offer in your department, lots to choose from. So let's hear from some of our students about their experiences. Flynn, can I start off with you, please? Can you hear me, Flynn?
Yeah, I can.
Yes, there you are. I can hear and see you now. Flynn, could you just talk us through what you're studying and what it's like for you being a student at Richard Taunton?
So I'm studying biology and chemistry because I'm hoping to do marine biology and oceanography. And yes, studying sciences at Richard Taunton is really, really good. There's lots of opportunities for extracurricular sciences, especially with biology. If you're interested in medicine, there's Operating Theatre Live. And also I got to do a thing called the Brilliant Club, which was a kind of access to higher education course where a PhD student came in and taught you how to write university style essays. And then I submitted that and it got it marked in the way that it would be marked at a Russell group. And I also got to visit one of the Oxford colleges for that. Yeah, science is really, really good at Richard Taunton, and it's definitely subjects always made or broken by the teachers, and it's definitely made at Richard Taunton by all of the teachers that I've had.
Oh, that's great to hear, Flynn, and it sounds like it's really encouraged you to aim high for the future as well, so that's brilliant. Rochelle, are you there and can you hear me?
Hi, hello.
Hi, Rochelle. So we heard from you a little bit earlier on this evening in the English Q&A. So, and we talked a bit there about your subject combination because you're taking English along with 2 sciences. Is that right?
Yes, that is. Yeah.
Okay, so just talk to us a little bit about what it's like to be a science student at Richard Taunton then.
Okay, so at Taunton's, it's really, really good to do science, especially with the small class sizes. You get a lot of time just being able to talk to a teacher and fully understand what they're talking about, because it can be a big jump up, especially in chemistry. I found from GCSE, but I got so much help and support. I was able to go to like Seb every lunchtime if I needed any help, and he'd be really good and be able to explain everything. So you get so much support and so much help if you find that jump really hard like I did. And then from now, like year 2, again, the jump, but you get so much support and help. It's really good.
Fantastic. And you're planning on following a career in sciences, is that right, Rochelle? Tell us about your future plans.
Yeah, so just yesterday I've applied to study medicine, so I'd like to become a doctor, which is really cool. And I've had so much support from Taunton. I've spoken to Bernard and the early apps like coordinator, I've spoken to Seb, I've spoken to Rachel, I've spoken to literally everybody, and they've all helped me so much.
Well, that's really good to hear, Rochelle, and then good luck with your application because that's a fantastic career aim to have. Okay, we may come back to you later, but let's go over to Francesca now. Are you there, Francesca?
Hi.
Hi, how are you, Francesca?
Thank you. So I study maths, further maths, chemistry and biology. And I can only reiterate what the others have said. Studying sciences at Richard Taunton is definitely the best because unlike other colleges, we have smaller classes. So I remember last year in chemistry, there was only like 9 people and it really does make the difference because you can get so much one-to-one help, and we have good discussions about everything. And I actually started chemistry later on than everyone else, like 2 months later than everyone else. But I feel like that's hardly affected me, and the support I got was amazing. There is a massive struggle with sciences at A level. They are very hard, they are very demanding, but I feel like the help that all of us have got has made us not worried about the future and doing those sciences, because we know eventually we can do it because we're given so much support. And like, I'm doing early application as well to the University of Oxford, so I hope to go into like epidemiology and virology to help with things like pandemics, which is really relevant right now. Doing the maths for that, so, and only studying science at Richard Taunton helps me feel more excited and inspired for that as well.
That's brilliant, Francesca. That's a great career aim to have. I mean, hopefully they will have found a vaccine for coronavirus before you finish your degree, but it's a very exciting area to be moving into. And if you could offer one piece of advice to our year 11 or maybe year 10 students who are listening in about coming to college and about that transition from school to college, what would you say to them?
It is hard, it is daunting. I remember being really worried about it and just fitting in and making friends, but you do make friends. You're with the people in your classes all the time. One piece of advice is ask the teachers if you're stuck or if you're unsure about anything, because that's what really helped me. I was quite worried to do that actually, but it will help you get through, and they're all so supporting and lovely, so I think that's the best thing to do.
Brilliant. That's really good advice, Francesca. Thank you so much for that. Rachel, coming back to you, there are lots and lots of questions in the chat for us this evening. Very busy indeed. So there's a question about what grades you need. Now, obviously, that will depend on what course you want to do, but could you just run us through your general entry requirements quickly, please?
Yeah, sure. So for A-level sciences, they're the ones that are toughest to get into. So for biology, you would need a 6 in English and a 5 in maths, and then a 6 in biology or combined science. For chemistry and physics, it's similar, but the maths is slightly more important than the English. So you would need a 6 in maths, a 5 in English, and then a 6 in physics or combined science, and the same with chemistry.
Fantastic, thank you very much.
Sorry, the BTEC, so that was the A-levels, and then the
so
BTEC
tell us about your BTEC.
Okay, so the BTEC courses are slightly less kind of demanding in terms of the grades that you need. So for the sciences, you'd need, for level 3 applied science, you'd need 4s across the board. And for health and social care, again, it's the 4s that you need.
Rachel, what would you say are the main differences between those A-level courses and the vocational courses? If someone was trying to choose between them, how would you advise them?
I think if Seb's around, I think that's something that he was quite keen to answer. So
yeah, go for it, Seb.
Yeah, I can talk about that for a bit. That's fine. So really, you want to think about if you've got particular career aims or certain thing you want to study at university. That is going to obviously inform the choices that you're making for your courses at college. If your aim is to do something like medicine or dentistry, or to study chemistry or biology or physics at university, you will need to be on the A-level courses as a requirement for that. If it's a more kind of just general interest in science that you have, or you kind of like a bit of everything and you're not sure exactly what you want to do with it, then applied science covers a bit of kind of all of those different subject areas and gives you the kind of skills that you need to take forward and apply to a whole variety of different scientific vocational contexts.
Thank you very much, Seb. That's a really thorough answer. Thank you. Liz, can I come to you next? Because I have a couple of questions about health and social care. So the first one is, how many lessons are there a week and how long are they in health and social care? Are you there, Liz? She's gone quiet. Okay, I'll come back to Liz in a minute. Bernard, can you hear me? Because I have a question for you.
I can indeed. Yeah, I'm here.
Could you tell me a little bit about the extracurricular options in science, please?
I was just trying to type a reply to that one. We've got a wide range of different things going on, and it depends on the subject an awful lot. So one of the common things, especially at the moment with COVID restrictions, are visiting speakers. So we've got a lot of contacts with ourselves between other scientists as well, across healthcare, research and development kind of fields too. And we tend to get those in for, as visiting speakers regularly. We also have key links with the University of Southampton as well. And so we've taken students to things like the Institute of Sound and Vibration Research for physics, but also things like workshops for biology and chemistry. We have Operating Theatre Live, which is a great event that happens where students get a chance to sort of really witness some key human anatomy dissection and how we'd sort of perform surgery. And we have a lot of students kind of engaging with things in different ways as well through their own choices too. So through the DESTI Legacy Fund, which helps to offer bursaries for students as well, we have the opportunity to be able to offer funds for students who want to set up their own enrichment groups as well. So if you come to us and there's something you're really interested in and want to sort of set up a group with some of your peers and really sort of explore and get involved in something, then we'd be more than happy to support you in doing that too.
Fantastic. So there's loads and loads going on in your department by the sounds of things. I think I'll stay with you for this next question, Bernard. What topics are there and what will we learn in physics? That sounds like one for you.
No, that's a hard one because there's so much. We do a bit of everything really in physics. So there's a lot that's sort of pushing on from GCSE. So a lot of looking at circuits, waves that you'll have encountered at GCSE already, but also digging down into things in a lot more detail as well. Fundamentally, A level is about digging down and understanding things at their root level, kind of at a really basic level of what's the underlying principle that's involved. So that'll include things like looking at fields, gravitational fields, magnetic fields, and how they interact with each other. And really getting down to the basic mathematical understandings that underlie everything as well. So A level is really the sort of step between GCSE and degree, where you sort of GCSE, you're kind of doing a lot of describing phenomena, different ideas, different concepts. A level, you're starting to delve down and really understand those. And then if you go on to pursue science at degree level, you'll really get into the heart and dig through the kind of really basic understandings and basic principles that underlie everything in the world around us. So I think, yeah, it's that step between the two really of sort of getting into the mathematical and the really sort of clear descriptive approach to understanding and describing phenomena around us.
Making me want to study physics, Bernard. It sounds brilliant. Okay, thank you very much. Liz, are you able to hear me now? Are you there? You seem to be having a bit of trouble connecting to Liz. Rachel, can I come back to you for a minute, please?
Yes, of course, yeah.
So there's a question here. If I want to be to enter into either medicine or paramedic science, do I require a biology A level, or would sociology be okay instead, or could you advise of better choices? So I know there's been quite a few people this evening who've been interested in those kind of medical careers.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to go into medicine itself, then that's really, really competitive. And there's two A levels that you really do need to get, and that's chemistry and biology. I think pretty much every single university requires chemistry and nearly all of them require biology. For paramedicine, then biology is the important one. You don't need the chemistry for paramedicine, but I think that biology for paramedicine would be a better choice than sociology. There's no reason why you shouldn't do sociology as well as biology, though. That would be a quite good combination for paramedicine.
Fantastic, thank you. I'm going to ask you to answer the health and social questions, if that's okay, because we seem to be having a bit of trouble connecting with Liz for some reason. So are there any trips that you could go on? And someone earlier was asking about placements as well, work experience in health and social care.
Sure. So Liz is the work experience coordinator for health and social care, and she does a fantastic job in sorting out placements for all of the triple health and social care level 3 students, because the placements are a compulsory part of their course. A lot of students go to the Southampton General Hospital because we've got a really good partnership set up with them. So this year with our second years, about half of them are doing their work experience placements at the hospital. But there are other placements available as well. So there are, local educational establishments. So sort of early age education is quite common as well. But Liz, will take the students' preferences, and she'll try to match them up with something that they're interested in going into for a later career.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Rachel. And I know work experience has been quite tricky this year, hasn't it, with the COVID situation? But I know we're working hard to get students onto placements where we can, but we're also looking at some virtual work experience options as well. So if we're a bit restricted in terms of where we can get to, we've got some alternatives. There's another question here about health and social care. We're running out of time actually, but is it a good option if I want to work with children in the future?
Yes, absolutely. It's a very good option, especially children at the younger age, of the age range. So yeah, early years, childminders, a fantastic option.
Okay, thank you. Rochelle, if you're still there, I'm going to come to you with this next question because it's about what subjects can I choose as a third subject with science? And I know you were talking earlier about the combination that you do and how those subjects fit together. So if you're there, could you just tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, that's fine. So since I knew that I wanted to go into medicine from before starting A-level, I knew that I already had to do biology and chemistry as compulsory. Now for medicine, most people do maths or further maths as well, but I knew that even though I'm good at maths, I wouldn't enjoy it nearly as much as I would enjoy doing English literature as well. So I really just chose what I really wanted to do, even though it might make me not as appealing to the medical universities. Through the maths aspect, I think they'll really want me because I'm able to analyze things critically, and I just love English literature. So I chose that as opposed to maths because I knew I'd love it so much more. So really, if for medicine, biology and chemistry, and then any subject that you'd like, especially maths, but any subject. And if you're just doing biology and chemistry because you enjoy them, any subject will work really well with that.
Fantastic. Thank you, Rochelle. Yeah, so I think quite often people will take 3 sciences or they will take 2 sciences alongside maths. So I think the best advice there is really to think about what you want to do in the future. Maybe think about if you want to go to university, have a look at some of the entry requirements. But I think Rochelle's advice is really good, actually, to do something that you enjoy. And if you're not sure where you want to end up in the future, just pick subjects that you like and you enjoy, and hopefully that will lead on to a good destination for you. We are running out of time. Rachel, there are a couple more questions in the chat, so I wonder if you wouldn't mind going on and typing an answer to those, because I don't think we have time to take any more questions live. There's a question about physiotherapy. There's some questions about our achievement rates there, but we are going to have to move on. So I just want to say thank you so much to Rachel, you and your team, especially thanks to our students, to Finn and Rochelle and Francesco. It's been really great for you to join us and talk about your experiences firsthand this evening. So thanks ever so much for giving up your time. It's really appreciated.